Okay, I think it's working. I think we're live. This is me, Grey Man again, and I'm with two of the guys, 2/3 of, I think it's pronounced Bofo Kwo. I always say Bofo Kwo. So can you tell us about the band name to kick off with? What's it all about?
We all pronounce it different. So, Kimo, how do you pronounce it?
I don't know. I usually just write it. No one's really asking how to pronounce it. Bofo Kwo. Something like that.
I say Jesus Christ. I say Bofo Kwo too, but I think like a professor for some linguistic university sent the facts to me saying it's Bofo Kwo phonetically.
What's it from?
It means empty boots.
There was a documentary about a bunch of cannibals in Papua New Guinea. And there was a tribe with 3 people, and they were named Bofo Kwo, Wamufo, and Bumari. And those 3 guys are literally the basics of the whole fucking scam we call this band.
Right. And they were actually a cannibal tribe. They were the last 3 members of a cannibal tribe.
They were the only, like, they never had any other members.
Okay.
They were like the only enemies on the island. I don't know. Like, it was hard to understand because there was this white dude who was living with them from UK. And from what he gathered, they all like scattered from other villages and started their own little society with 3 people in a tree house.
So they were like outcasts from other tribes.
Yeah, I mean, it was not like the general thing on the island to just eat people to absorb their powers. It might sound a little bit insane to the common folks.
Yeah, if you eat the heart of a warrior, you get the warrior's powers, and if you eat the brains of a clever person, you get their intelligence. That kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, this is more perverted. I mean, you eat the foot, and you become a golden god. Well, you have to eat a lot.
Okay. So how did that translate? How did that translate into becoming your band name, and how did the band form?
Kimo, you want to say something here?
No, you started the band. I just joined in.
Yeah, I think Kimo started the band, but let's make that
by accident.
Yeah. I wrote like the first novel 2 months before we made the band, maybe.
That's right, because it's based off a book, isn't it? The names have come from the book that you wrote as well. Is that book available, or is it just?
Not yet.
Right.
There is a PDF version of the first one, The Legend of the Cannibal King. It's just 4 chapters. It's not really a book. Like, it's not like Book of Mormons with a lot of good advice and shit. But it's.
Do you have to get some golden scrolls to read it with, or something like that, or some golden tablets, and read it under a hat or something?
Similar. It is. We call it scripture within the band, or do we, Kimo?
Do we do what?
Call it scripture.
Yeah. But
anyway,
we do a comic about it, so instead of a novel.
Comic would be good. I approve of comics.
Yeah.
And I'm working on the world's longest video game that's going to be ready before the consoles are like end of life.
Is that related to the band? The video game related to the band, or? Yeah,
like it is the travels of space-time Carnivorium.
Right.
Basically, everything I do it for basically everything we do is somehow related to the band theme and the novel, and but now it's more like organic because the first book I wrote myself, the first scripture, the second scripture, the New Testament, is written by all 3 of us. Basically, I wrote the drafts and we worked together. So some of these words on space-time Carnivorium is actually Kimo's and Giannis too, I guess.
Right. So it's all featured around the concept. All the songs are themed with the concept of the story, yeah?
Yeah, and the story is simple. They start in an island on Earth. They kill every last living being, eat them. They travel with the portal to a new planet, and at the new planet, they have like a human sacrifice and cut him and eat him. And that's where the album starts that we released.
Okay,
So
because this was a pertinent question that's been burning in my mind. If were they from Earth originally, the three characters, they're from Earth.
yeah, it's actually set in a post-Earth apocalyptic Earth, so
Okay, but if
they're
they go
pretty
in,
much the last.
if they go
Yeah.
in a portal to another world, they're no longer cannibals because the people of that world won't be humans, will they? They'll be a different race that they're eating, so they no longer become cannibals. They are just like
Yeah, that's why they are kind of the only space cannibal thing they do is bring a human and eat him on a new planet.
uh,
If you go from Song to Second Son, then they're just immortals
travelers.
or gods or well assholes. Most of them, at least Chemo.
Is it?
Uh,
Is it like akin to Guar at all? They've got that kind of like aliens from another planet who are like complete assholes. Is there a little bit of that in there?
we've been compared a lot to Guar because we don't take ourselves so serious and honest to God, I mean, we have really bad vocals, but yeah. So, no, but no, we don't take ourselves so. But Guar is more artistic, and we're more
Yeah.
autistic, if you put it that way.
Okay, so let's talk about the music. So, symphonic black metal.
Kimo can discuss a little bit about the music. What do you say? You're in
I like
charge.
how Wayne blacking it as its space. So I think we drifted quite far from the symphonic part or the black metal thing, so it's all around. A bit from here, a bit from there. So
Kimo said
blacking as its
he thinks it sounds like chaos metal. That's what he said. Yeah. We drifted apart from the very first song was an homage to symphonic black metal. From there, I don't think we don't really follow any fucking rules anymore, and it's really freeing because we can really do what we want.
I think there's a lot of bands like that now. A lot of bands aren't limiting themselves to like a particular genre and just doing whatever they feel like doing with every song.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. It's hard because uh, what I imagine is that if it follows a story don't play the same soundtrack your whole life. And I really like Queen, so I like to be diverse too.
Yeah. So you got influences from lots of different places. Didn't you have like an electronica band at one point? I remember seeing a post from you or something about that. Did I see that?
Acid Pussy is trying to transit into an electronica band. We're still just a drum and bass drunk duo who are wearing way too little clothes and play too dirty places in Germany.
With the lineup as well, you're only 3 members, and 3 members are integral to the story. So there's no plans of getting any new members in, because you haven't got a drummer, have you?
No.
Should I take the drummer discussion or you?
Yeah, we go with samples, at least for now.
Yeah.
So technically, we decided it's part of our sound. I think they decided that I don't get along well with drummers, so they thought we'd save ourselves the drama. And actually, given that we have so much samples and electronic features in the band, it's kind of a relief to have the drums just being perfect in the background and Kimo in control. Sometimes Kimo needs to be in control, and he wouldn't with the real drummer. So
right, yeah, there are definitely
curled up in a ball somewhere. So you scare them away.
Yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to having a drummer, isn't there? Because you can't really listen. If you listen to the releases, you can't necessarily tell it's like a drum machine or whatever, can you? Because it all sounds crisp. It doesn't. Sometimes the old drum machines used to have a really mechanical kind of blinking tin drum kind of sound, like a biscuit tin or something. But you listen to it now, and it all sounds cool.
From what we noticed is, of course, if you're a musician, you notice that it's electronic drums.
Yeah.
But the comments usually come from musicians or very well known, like reviewers or media. But we are not hiding that fact. So for us, it's not a problem. For other bands who might trying to hide it and make it some kind of live thing, they might be embarrassed. And we don't. Well,
we haven't been embarrassed in years.
Yeah, we don't really have any shame anymore. So we decided, fuck it, we do what we want. The thing is with this record, I mean, there's no big record label or fat cat who is throwing money at us or flying us to Bahamas. We recorded all this shit ourselves for free.
Yeah.
So if we want electronic drums and if we think that sounds better, despite our wishes, we'll put it. But a lot of bands, they might be ashamed that they were using. Like we're not ashamed that we're going to use backing tracks on live. Like a lot of bands are ashamed that they have to use that.
Where is your base of operations as well? Because I always say Finland, but aren't you from 3 different countries or something like that? If the 3 of you, or if they get that arse over tit again.
Kimo is based in Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah.
And since the band is some kind of corporation, he registered it in Finland.
Right.
So,
for tax purposes.
Yeah, or I don't know, royalty purposes. There's weird withdrawals when I look at my royalty statements. But anyway,
India.
I'm originally from Sweden. Yeah, India. Whatever has a relationship with Helsinki. Basically, I just want to win a Grammy in Finland without having been there. I'm from Sweden, so
right.
But I'm based in Amsterdam or Haarlem in Holland.
Right.
And that's where, if we practice, we'll be over there, I think.
Yeah, we all met here. Then Janne, the background singer and everything else. I don't know what she has a lot of power in this company, so she does makeup and all the other stuff. She's from Norway, from the north of Norway.
So
we're all from metal countries. But our base of operations is we've been in other bands together before, Bofo Kwo, and me and Janne, we lived together in several constellations with other friends. And Kimo has come and stayed at my couch for years now since he moved back to Finland when we do stuff. So we have base operation in Haarlem, but we are from Sweden, Finland, and Norway.
Right. So you actually got together in Holland, did you, in the Netherlands?
Yeah, we met in the Netherlands. All of us moved here at some point. Me and Janne, we moved here the same year, almost 2008. I met her the first day. She lived next door. What?
I moved in 2009, so a year later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she was like 7 in November. I was 8 in February, and then Kimo came a year after. But Kimo actually started following my other band. I had an emo band called, I don't know, I wouldn't say started following. He went to a show because he played in a band called Vicky Love Cat, and we wanted to do a show together.
Okay.
And it turns out he was selling tickets.
Producing the XAD demos and EPs. So.
Yeah, XAD. So and then we were like making a cross production, and then everyone left us, and me and Kimo were alone.
Right.
And then we were like, I was like, fuck this, we're gonna make angry music instead of sad music. So
so you've had a different background then, quite like from metal. You've had some, like you say, emo and
mainly grunge, 90s grunge, but with the emo touch. Like but we also like old 80s metal and 90s. I don't know. I like classic rock a lot too. Like, yeah. I think we established that at least Iron Maiden, Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, and
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, for sure. All the Seattle, like Soundgarden, and I absolutely love Soundgarden too. So, but yeah, we used to play in a bunch of grunge bands too, didn't you?
Me? Yeah.
In Finland's prettiest grunge band as well. He went to the US on tour actually.
Oh yeah. What was that band called?
Bitch Alert.
Bitch Alert.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. They're really like. That was before his sex change. He was very pretty.
The ugly girl.
Yeah.
So now you're not.
Finnish boy gets the sex change. So.
So did you write the first EP when you was all in the same country, or did you do it over the internet or something like that? Or do you do your own bits in whatever country you're in and then send it to the other person and get them to write their bits? Or how do you put together songs now that you're not in the same country anymore?
The first album we already split, so yeah. But first album was To Try, or the EP. The first EP was To Try. So it started with the first song I put down like a lick or like an explanation on YouTube. I don't know. Kimo describes the video better. I sent him. What can you say about the video I sent you? The first song.
They're noodles. Don't you have it? You could play it. But yeah, actually, it was quite finished. I think you had all the riffs down and everything else. I think I came up with the middle part and the rest.
Yeah, I think I just said stuff like, yeah, I was smoking and I was like playing on my guitar, and I was like, oh yeah, and I had to stop here, so you feel free to put something in here if you want. And then I think since we had no idea how it's gonna sound with my vocals, or I never sang like that before. I always just sang really false, like an emo shit. So Kimo was like giving back.
You play guitar.
Yeah. I play guitar on that one, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I play the lead guitar. Whatever. So anyway, it was just testing back and forward and what worked. And I had like a really shitty headset to record the vocals, and that added some effect to it. And then Kimo is a sound engineer of some kind. I don't know. But he experimented with a lot of drugs and sound. So I think it turned out a pretty decent production for our living room production. And Jana was still living with me, so she put her backing vocals on this album in my house.
Right.
And that was also hilarious because I'm like the worst coach ever. So, and she was like, "Don't tell me what to do," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." So, and Kim was like, "Don't tell Jana what to do," when message. So that's why it got so good, because I didn't get to tell anyone what to do.
Right. So they just made up their own bits then, basically, and you just. So you made the kind of the main basis of the songs, and other people and added their bits to it.
Now we do 50-50. So on the first EP we also did 50-50.
Right.
Kimo writes half the riffs, if not more, on the second album. I don't know. I have a feeling that I wrote some of the riff. I don't remember I wrote, but yeah.
Together, I think.
Yeah. It's more collaborative now. It's not just the song I present. I might present one riff and he builds on that, but it took us 18 months because Jana also records her tracks in Norway, her backing. And then you have the mix and master. So it's a lot of work for Kimo, but I think he likes what he does. So
how do the backing vocals work? Do you just say to him, "This is what I want you to sing," or "This is where I want you to sing"? You make up something you want to sing, or how do you?
It's worse than that. I actually sing it with the bright voice. It sounds terrible. I was like, "Oh, when a fury, oh!" And then she does her real thing with it. So on the demo I sent to her after Kimo recorded it, or after Kimo told me what to record, she probably has like 10 minutes of laughing before she gets to actually practicing. Yeah. So on the original demos, all the female voices are kind of made by me. So they sound fucking ridiculous. So if Kimo wants to shame me one day, and when we're fighting about royalties, he will release those fucking tracks, I think.
They're coming out this Friday.
Original backing vocals for Bofo Kwo. I dress up in a dress and everything.
Special mix. Sounds cool. So do you have hangouts online like this and record at the same time, or you just send email it to them and they got to download it and listen to it, and then it sounds like a very, very complicated bloody system.
It's quite easy. Like we chat we have like a group chat somewhere in one of the 2-3 medias, Facebook. And then we, let's say, because Kimo is kind of like the main instrumentalist, so you book a studio when you record the instruments, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then
your noodle video, then I'll play around with it until I actually get the idea. Then I book a studio demo, send it to Ted. and then their ideas come in.
Right.
And then I actually nowadays record, both me and Yana, we record the vocals on a regular phone. The thing is, people say we have a lot of effects on the vocals, but we don't really. It's just my voice. I can
Down the
make those
phone.
effects. I can make
Okay.
any effects. I can sound like a really bad singing girl, or I can make the thing. And I always tell him, like, can you remove the effects? And it's like, there is no effects. So we put a little reverb and stuff. But Kimo might say, no, I put a full effect on everything. I don't know. But I don't hear any effects, actually. It's just
No,
how my voice.
because you always complain about the effects.
Yeah, but like, if my voice sounds like that, that's fucking scary, man. That's not good for nature. But so we
really-
worked a lot on the voice this time. I re-recorded it 3 times.
Right. So that was Legends of the Cannibal King. And then you had a couple of singles. And how did you got signed to Sliptrick Records, didn't you, for the new album Space Time Carnivorium? How did you get to sign with Sliptrick Records?
It was, well, the thing is, when we made the demo from Legend, so we released Enduring the Smell of Burning Flesh in 2014, we had a couple of labels looking at us and wanted to kind of offer stuff. But we were not very good at promoting ourselves back then because we were still kind of into our other bands as well. So, and Kimo had been part of XAD for a while as well then.
Yeah.
So, I think we didn't take it that serious, but 2017 we got in touch with Wes from Metal Coffee, and he's been playing our shit from the start in his show and stuff like that. And when he started his PR company, we signed with him directly.
Yeah.
And I think a month later we had more offers than we could imagine from what we needed. So, but the other labels were not as serious. And Sliptrick, we just devised a bunch of questions to them that I still don't know why we did it, and they answered like everything perfect. So we just did it, and it's been really crazy because it really started exploded. So we released The Legend of the Cannibal King on my own record label because I released a lot of other stuff on my label, but not really metal. So
Right.
it kind of just got played, and we got like a lot of good reviews for an EP. To me, it sounded more like a demo, and the worst part to me about that was that the songs were so different because each song took so long, and we evolved so much in between first and last song.
Right.
I think.
So with the new album being written, I assume over a less of a long period, does it feel more cohesive? Are all the songs more cohesive with each other and sounding more like a single recorded writing session?
In one way, but then they got much more diverse.
Right.
The production, the overall production, I think I don't know what Kimo thinks, but I think it's much more over. The new album, we still spent 18 months recording it, but the new album to me,
compact package.
Yeah.
Songs are more diverse, but the production sounds like it was done quickly in the same place. So yeah.
So you couldn't really I played it for people and I said we recorded this apart and we recorded it for almost free, but you couldn't really tell that the songs were recorded in different time periods in that sense. With the first EP, I feel that and I can hear it, but that was just for fun. So. And then Kimo and I slowly got really more interested in this project. But I think it's also for me, it's because it has so many other parts, like the artwork, like Kimo and Sanjay and Janne are in charge of the artwork. But I always like to weigh in some stupid comments too. And,
fair enough. So what's the can you go through the theme of the new album? So what's it? They're traveling around in space, eating whatever they can. I mean, is there like a progressive story, told through the whole album?
But they're searching to become golden gods and slaughter everyone. But the first 2 songs on the album take place on the new Earth or the new planet, a planet that is covered in silver and weird creatures, no intelligent life. The first song is literally when they exit the portal and they just eat the human in space. so they're space cannibals. Second song, they slaughter everyone at the second planet. It's called Second Sun.
Right.
And then the third song is called New Destination. They find a spaceship and they fly to another planet.
The first one was epic.
Yeah, Epic is on the new planet. You walk around, you get to hear a lot about the creatures, a lot about everything and killing.
Yeah.
And then we get to Green Leviathan. How do you say it, Timo?
I don't know.
Green Leviathan.
That's how I
And
say it.
That's
yeah,
good.
it's we come to this planet which is quite of green, but it also has a bunch of rodents, and it has the rodent king, which is Wayne Rich from the Dirty Rats.
Oh, right. Oh, what? Singing.
Yeah. So
Right.
we're trying
So
to
he
just
gets vocals.
yeah. So the Green Leviathan actually has guest vocals from Dirty Rats, Wayne Rich.
Okay.
And in the chapter, he's also the Rodent King,
Right.
Rex Alphas in Latin. And he escapes, but he leaves behind a protector. And the protector is actually Itaqua, but we're going to tell you about that later. It's our friend Carl. And then in the end, we defeated the protector with bullets of despair. So it's only 7 songs.
Right.
And when we defeated the protector, the album ends and the next album comes.
Okay. Because I was thinking about this crazy kind of concept. Do you guys read comic books at all? It sounds like something like Jack Kirby might have written or something.
Yeah. I'm actually getting into them. I never read them when I was a kid, but now I'm reading The Watchmen.
Right.
I'm reading Batman quite a lot. And what else? The American Vampire.
All right.
Stuff like that.
You're a real fucking nerd, aren't you, little Kim?
Oh, cool, guys.
I've always been more into pop culture, so but I'm so into space aliens and conspiracies since 20 years. So,
Right.
but I do appreciate comics, movie comics.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of DC's TV shows, for instance, and stuff like that. And then we've always been very interested in animation and comic shows, basically.
So would you do some animation like videos for your songs? Would that be an avenue?
I'm working on an animation project we are both working on that project, aren't we, Timo? For a Dutch animator, and we are trying to get some kind of way of getting her to animate something for us. But Timo's idea of a comic book is more interesting. And I think with Timo's skills, we might be able to discuss that better. But the good thing about Bofo Kwo, it's like a brand, it's a company, it's a cult, and it's also you can do anything what you want, like merch-wise. Like this is actually a Bofo Kwo safety mask. So I can breathe out of Timo's little penis.
Is it Bofo Kwo underpants or anything like Bofo Kwo condoms or anything like that?
I've been trying to get underpants for my other band as the Pussy, but and we had condoms for our first band, XAD, actually. So, but for Kwo, it's not that sexual. It's more about the powerful. So we might get like Bofo Kwo Alien X, which is the problem. Apparently I have an unknown alien egg in my ear. Since 6 weeks.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so I'm going to a specialist the 25th. So this is an exception so I had to have protective headphones because this is something everyone should have because apparently in 2020 aliens can lay egg in your fucking ear. And I'm going to give birth to an alien the 25th of August, which is incidentally my fucking birthday. So this is the reason I'm wearing the hat for the...
Would that make you a mother or a father?
The thing is, there's so many new things. I will have to go to Twitter to find that fucking out. So, but the alien will most likely be on the next album. That's a given.
An alien ear baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that?
But there are some other bets that are going around that it's a weed plant. What else did I say, chemo? Yeah, my
What?
doctor asked me repeatedly if I stuck a pink crayon in there. Yeah, like Homer Simpson,
Yeah.
And then there's a lot, but I built this today, so I think this is, if you guys don't want to have eggs in your ear, you should use this.
So it's not a tinfoil hat; it's tinfoil headphones. I was thinking it was a tinfoil
Exactly.
hat. Right?
I used
You're
to
not
have a
crazy.
tinfoil
You're
hat.
not crazy with a tinfoil hat. It's tinfoil headphones. It makes much more sense.
I evolved. Like conspiracy nuts are allowed to evolve.
True. Why follow all the conspiracies that have already come before when you can invent your own ones?
Exactly. And I mean, I have 3 doctors telling me this is something strange for 3 weeks now. Looking at my fucking ear. Like, it's not like their faces are normal, like health, like, oh yeah, you have an ear infection. It's like, are you sure you didn't push that in? Have you seen any zoo lately? Have you been to this jungle? And it's like, no.
Weird.
Yeah, so we'll see the 25th. There might not be a second album. I might have to relocate to Area 51.
That's assuming it comes out of the year, not like through the other ear, like tunnels its way through or something like that. That would be.
We don't know.
Will take over the lead vocals.
Who will take over the league? Who are you threatening with again?
You. We're gonna make you like the tour manager, and Lord Elmonius will take over the lead vocals.
Oh yeah, Lord Elmonius. He was backstage on this call, and then he disappeared as soon as we went live.
Yeah, tell us about Lord Elmonius. I was introduced to Lord Elmonius earlier on before we started talking.
Yeah, he is a new member we added after the first EP. His real name is Elmo, but he goes under Lord Elmonius. It's a very weird contract where he gets paid out before us in Kitty Snack.
Yeah.
And I just record him when he does his vocal sections. Then I send them to Kimo, who processes them.
Okay, so they're all mixed into the. So it's basically it's your cat, it's your pet cat, and he actually is on the album on one song or on every song. How much vocals did you put in? Say again.
Epic and Massacre.
Epic and Massacre. On the Epic and Massacre. Oh yeah, the Massacre is the bonus track. That one we kill everyone in West Metal Coffee. They are having a party and we kill all these guests. And I think it's a mix because I have one more cat, but she's not in the spotlight, so she's in the cat witness protection program. So Lord Elmonius has taken credit for both cats. Vocals, I think. So
cool. How's the reception been? Because it's only come. Was it June? The album came out. Have you been getting good reception for it?
I think
still waiting to hear.
Yeah,
we never got this many reviews.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Ever Metal. UK people like us. Yay, UK.
Italian guys.
Yeah, one Italian guy gave us this amazing, outstanding review. I don't know how he got it, how drunk he was, but of course, our 2 Sliptrick representatives are Italian, so we're not gonna say anything about that review more. We don't know how he got a hold of the album, first of all. Then in general, like 7 out of 10. There were some people that were pretty fucking angry about it.
Angry about what? What facets angered them the most?
I think they didn't like the album. There was a Belgian dude who was basically said it was shit.
Fair enough.
He didn't understand it, so he didn't say it was shit. Just that he couldn't get it. So.
He said something about aggravate me or something. If you translate it correctly. Like, what did I do to aggravate you, dude? I recorded an album, nothing else. There's no outrage. It's a fantasy story about I was going to say a penguin, but a space guy. So,
is that the silent member?
Oh.
Yeah.
Cat behind you. It's the silent member, the one that's not in the band.
Oh. But she just gets fed.
Yeah.
Hey, can we censor her face out?
Oh, yes. She doesn't want to be seen.
Now the mafia will be after her. The cat mafia. Yeah, she's not so silent though. She has an opinion.
Right. So will you guys being like spread across Europe? There's no like ideas of doing any gigs in the future or anything planned or?
We had a bunch of plans. We were gonna play in March and May, Kimo.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then maybe in the fall too. I mean, we signed with Redback Promotion a year ago, so we just locked down our shows for 2020 because I started working in August last year, and 2 days before Kimo and Jan was coming here for pre-production for Mason Metal Fest, we aborted the mission so they wouldn't get stuck here in the quarantine, which happened on the Sunday after.
Fucking hell.
So
it's been a funny old year, eh?
So we said we'll do. We've been talking about it for a long time. I don't know if you heard of Bloodfemi from Holland.
Yeah, one of the guys. I'm doing an interview with them in a couple of weeks. Actually, one of the guys messaged me today, and I sorted out an interview with them in September.
Because I was going to suggest him to reach out to you, but then he understood himself.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes when you work with these guys. So we're hoping to do. No, I love them. It's really great. We're doing Bloodfest together this year, arranging it too. We're also on Redback, of course. So we're probably doing some shows with them in April-ish next year is my plan. Me and I don't know, was it Ed or Van who messaged you, or was it Oliver?
Who, me? Sorry, I thought you were talking to. Yeah, there was it's Van June Macabre who messaged me. But it's
Van, he's nice.
Olivier or something is going to do the interview.
Oliver.
Oh, he says Olivier. He's got an next Ryan. I thought it was Olivia, but I don't know.
He calls himself Oliver. So
okay,
I'm not going to protest. As long as there's not like, I don't really care what they call themselves, as long as they show up and play when I book a show. But no, Van is amazing. We had a good party this year in January. I signed them in January, so.
That's right. He actually name dropped you. Actually, I did remember he said something. He did mention you in the thing. Something about you'd said something or something like that. I didn't quite get it, but yeah, we organised an interview anyway, so that's cool. Yeah, so you got your own label. You actually, because you say you put your first album out, your first EP out on your own label. But are you actually actively?
I quit that label, or I work there as a manager still because I own it together with my partner. Okay. But I started working for Redback Promotions at the same time as we were signed there, where it was kind of a two-package deal, like take me and the band. We were looking at another. Actually, we were close with another booking agency with the band. Right. But I just in the last minute I asked him if he didn't mind me doing it, and I've been doing the Soap Girls tours and a bunch of other shit for years. So, and I've been taking care of Kimo's tours since he was a little boy. It feels like.
So you're quite active then in like all kind of walks of promotion and.
So then I worked from August last year. I'm pretty much exclusive for Redback. So I have 6 or 8 bands. I hope they're not watching. So, but yeah, and Bloodfemi is one of the bands that's from here in Holland. So those people I see more often. I have one of my absolute favorite bands, Ancient Rites.
Oh yeah, Belgian black metal.
Yeah, been around since '92. Yeah,
I did a gig with them. I put a gig on for them in London. They come and played a club that I used to run in East London. So
really?
Yeah, long time ago. They headlined one of our days that we did.
We're doing this next year. We're doing the original black metal sets. So they're corpse painted, and it's the 3 first releases. So 2 demos and 1 record, I think. But everything has moved to next year.
So what's talking about black metal and corpse paint? Is that how you guys gonna when you start actually doing gigs? Have you got planned on how you're going to appear on stage? Are you going to be dressed as aliens? Or I think Kimo should answer this one because he's keeping quiet there. He's trying to avoid the question. I think he needs to answer a question. Otherwise, he's just making up.
Yeah, I think we have it planned out. Something weird. Yeah. What's your outfit called? I'm gonna be a plague doctor / nun or whatever.
You can actually see a sample. We have a live sample from last year when we did our show in Amsterdam for a very exclusive audience. But I'm not sure mine and Giannis' makeup will be the same or the dresses either. Chemo is pretty much set for the Plague Doctor, and I'm not going to talk him out of it. It's the coolest thing he suggested. You should have seen the things we discarded when it comes to chemo.
So it sounds like good. So it'll be good fun. What about anything else? Other than dressing up, you got any weird plans like sacrifice people, eat human flesh, or anything like that while you're doing your show?
Well, write them down.
UFOs coming down from the
sea. We have a lot of ideas. One of my ideas is I'm gonna have a blood pool and
cool.
With stuff out of it. But the thing is, like, we were gonna do like a test show in March and then a bigger show in May, and like we were gonna plan everything in March and buy the stuff and everything. So everything got delayed, which is not bad in one sense that we will have more time. But I think Kimo was really happy with the first test outfits. At least the Plague Mask looked fucking awesome on stage. I wish I had the picture, but yeah, it's online somewhere.
Send us the video link and I'll add it to the blog post so people who look at the blog post can.
Oh yeah, we'll send you because you get a little bit of idea how we want to do it. But when we go with Blood for Me, I'm gonna go even more crazy.
Cool. What about lyrics? I was asking the band a film interview the other day. Favorite lyrics? Have you got any favorite lines that kind of encapsulate a song and like you think sound really cool? Any of your lyrics that that hit your sort of that's a really cool lyric kind of button?
But I don't like to brag about myself except for when Kimo and I are in private. But it's so hard for me to fit the favorite lyric because it's stories.
Yeah,
it's not like if you tell me Guns N' Roses or whatever, I can tell you great, but these are not songs. These are real stories, and a lot of the lyrics repeat itself, of course, like the names of the characters and stuff. So in this album and also the first album, these are the only two bands or two releases out of a band I can say I can't pick a favorite line, but I do like the lines where Kimo gets abused. Any line where Kimo gets hurt or.
Those are your favorites.
Yeah. What's yours, Kimo?
I like the ones you can't pronounce.
Like 95% of them.
Yeah. Lyrics are my favorite part of the song. Always guessing what text saying. No. I don't know. I think the screams and bullets of despair are really great. Yeah. That one worked really well. I like the song.
Yeah. So when
because he caught my favorite lyric line, but yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's go with that one. He literally caught my fucking favorite lyric line like 2 days before we had to finish it. This is the kind of hate I get to work with. It's like everyone, like all the other bands you interview, they have like these great members. I have fucking Kimo Lindholm who cut the line just like that.
And ruined my question because you could have said that as your favorite line, but at least cut it out. It kind of
yeah. Now I can't say it either. I'm under contract not to repeat that line to anyone, so that's why I just call it my favorite line. I don't really remember it either, but yeah.
So when you do get your stuff sorted out, when you get your your gigs decided upon, because obviously you're not in the same bloody room to actually practice with each other. Do you practice online or with each other, or are you going to have like a couple of weeks before the gig starts to really get
I have something I call pre-production, and that means that they fly out here for around a week before at least. We prefer a week before a show. And if it's several shows, we might go a few days more. Then we practice like crazy, and then we have an off day before we start performing. I got this concept because I know Dimmu Borgir does it. And I know a few other bands like Soilwork who doesn't live in the same place. They have to do these kind of things. But if we're going, like, I don't think Kim and I will ever go on like a huge tour for weeks or months because Kim has a family and Lord Harmonious is not touring. He doesn't have live in his contract. So, what we do is like
for the live gigs.
Yeah, Kimo runs everything live. So it's basically he builds a live set. I can practice with the live set before he comes, and Yana too. And then we perform. And when we're ready to perform, we also like during those days we put together the props and everything. And then we do maybe probably max 2 to 3 shows, and then we repeat the whole process next time we have to play. But since our songs are so long, we normally can't play more than 4 songs. So right now we pretty much don't play any songs from the first album. But Kim was gonna remake the live for next time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
get it so that we can play any song we want. So.
Yeah, he's pretty much preparing the whole set. So if we get like a bigger or longer show, most of the metal shows are between 30 and 45 minutes. And since Blasphemy will be headlining on 45, we won't play more than 30, I think. And festival slots too, maximum an hour. But I have no problem singing for 2-3 hours. And Kimo can play guitar forever, I think. so Kimo plays guitar live, I sing live, and Yana. But we talked about me playing maybe bass or guitar extra, just to get a little bit more live feel. But then I don't know. It's up to Kimo if he wants to be the only superstar.
Percussions and that kind of shit.
What?
Get you some percussions. Drums.
No, man. That's what they give the blonde nice girl in the corner. No, fuck that, man. See, this is the kind of shit I have to deal with every fucking day.
If I say you play bongos, you play bongos.
Can you get cymbals between your knees and like bash your knees together with cymbals, like one of man bands, or like a drum on your back where you move your elbows like that? And
we're gonna have to set that up.
No. Then I'd rather sacrifice something on stage if I don't get to play bass or guitar. I mean, I could play the drums, but then we'd have 2 good drums. So let's not have that. I think we don't want to sound professional.
What? It would be too perfect.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people in chat, I think, from Metal Devastation Radio. They play your music on their fair bit, don't they?
Oh, yeah. We love Metal Devastation. Isn't Lucy on Metal Devastation?
Yeah, Metal is the law. I think that's her in chat now. She's just come in and said hi there. If anyone's got any questions in chat.
She played us like every year for a long time now.
Yeah. Anyone in chat got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll ask the fellas. We've got about another 10 minutes to go. Depends if we think of anything else to come up with. So let's think. I've got to the spot now where my brain's gone dead. Cats. I don't know really.
Live shows.
Yeah, we don't talk live shows. Have you done a lot of interviews as well? Because back in the day, you'd have loads of fanzines. You don't seem to get fanzines anymore. You have a few more live shows like this, but you know, I think we touched on there's another show you said in America. Or was that before we started this one? Was that?
Yeah. I've done crazy amount of media since we released the album, especially me.
Yeah.
But Kimo has stepped up his fucking game this time. Last time around, that's how we basically got the record label to notice us, is make sure that we were reviewed everywhere, blah, blah, blah. This time around, the label set us up with much more.
Yeah.
The West has set us up with loads, and I have all my old contacts. Like, we've known you for years, so we've done crazy amount of media, and I'm taking a break for 2 weeks until they hatch the alien egg.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do a crazy media hype in the fall too, because since we don't have any live shows, this is the way we can push. Because we're actually released a real fucking CD, and we were gonna sell it. You know, selling a CD online is not as easy as Spotify or Amazon or Apple. So, and I have a bunch of CDs here we need to sell. So I'm going to do more media, and then the hype is going to be even bigger, and maybe we can disappoint some more people when we play live. But technically, I think it's very important to do media. And it's important that it's not only me, apparently.
Yeah. So some Eric's asking, you guys seem like fun. Do you take yourself seriously, or do you like to have fun with your music?
I think it's pretty obvious that we don't take ourselves fucking seriously.
Yeah, I think so. I thought that, but I'd ask anyway.
But yeah, no,
No
I
fun.
take the music serious. That's all I take serious. Like whatever we do with the music is serious, but the rest is fucking. I'm not gonna be that kind of guy who's like sit backstage and spit on people and stuff. Like for fuck's sake, I'm fat, I'm horny, and I like metal. So like most metalheads, they don't take themselves that seriously. Like you don't have to be fucking douchebag to people just because you're a metalhead. And if you're an artist, you should be the other way around. It's a service profession, and if I can't joke about myself, uh, what can I do? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. Don't quote me on that one. But all I can say is like, if I would take myself seriously, I wouldn't been able to play in this fucking band. I'm not a pretentious fucking metalhead. Although I do want my Golden God Metal Hammer Award, and that I'm saying both as a joke and seriously that my talent justifies. But I don't know, man. Why should we? Why should we take life so fucking seriously, anyways? That's
Yeah.
my.
I think Lucy Metal is the law. I was asking, how do you manage composition process being in different countries? But we kind of answered that one already. You have to watch it. You have to watch from the beginning again, Lucy. We already did that question.
Rewind when it's up again. We will go through all the bakings, how we slaughter people, and how we grind them. How Chemo drinks like a pot of coffee that is made of the blood of the Vikings of Finnish people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to unravel. So just turn it back, Lucy. You'll see.
So talking about the cannibal elements, I mean, are you like do you read about like cannibal killers and serial killers? Is that something that, or is it just you just saw this documentary and you thought that it was not something you've been fascinated with? Like
serial killers and stuff like that, I've always been fascinated with. I've been toying about. No, I can't. Well, I've been toying about doing something with serial killers, or even I really like Seven, the movie with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was younger, I was much more into this kind of serial killer thing and stuff, less into comedy, more like yeah. But then I realized like it's kind of a crazy phenomena, and the cannibal idea was just an extreme of a because like you read about cannibals and I think it was 2009 or 10. No, it must have been like around 2014. I saw the documentary, and you don't think there's cannibals, or you don't think about that there's actually real cannibals living in modern days.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was funny, and then I just wanted it to combine it with my interest of space and space conspiracy, and my interest of NASA and everything I watch and read about. So for me, it's very interesting. I have loads of documentaries of all serial killers and also a bunch of books.
Yeah.
But I like to combine it with humor to make it more easy.
I've had a request for Ramofo to do some talking, Kimo to do some talking. So, what did you think of the concept, space cannibals, when it was first spoken to you? Where did you go with that? Was it just like, oh, space cannibals? Yeah, that's a good idea, or?
Yeah, of course. I didn't know we were going to space until like the new album, but yeah, well, whatever. It sounds really
I didn't either. The new album decided everything.
Yeah, I thought it was just cannibals first, but then it said space. Well, yeah, at least it opens up a few doors to do whatever we want. So.
Yeah. Right, here we go then. So started off with just cannibals, a cannibal tribe. Then they went into space. What's next? If it was up down to you, Kimo, what would you do next? What is the next stage on the journey of the cannibal trio?
No fucking idea. No.
I already know, but do I get to answer?
No, I want Kimo to tell us what he thinks is going to happen, and then see if it compares.
Yeah, take a guess, Kimo. Take your best guess.
My best guess.
Ear aliens.
I don't know. We're gonna chase the golden god anyways. So, yeah, I don't know. No idea. Probably new planets, I think.
Maybe not.
But yeah, I'm drawing blank here.
I haven't presented a concept for Chemo. I have the concept ready, but he hasn't approved it. So legally, there's no concept ready because it has to go through court.
Right.
Chemo and I handle a lot through court.
It's the best way to make sure everything's down on paper, witnessed, and everything like that. You know, categorized and stamped and all that kind of thing. So this is, I was going to say, this is space-time Carnivorium. Where's the time element? Is it the next album? Is it going to be a time machine? You're going to not
travel. That would be cool.
Steal his TARDIS, go through time, eating interesting people's history.
I mean, I love Doctor Who, of course, but space is time, so it's not as easy as, I mean, they already travel to time, because how the fuck do you get from one planet to another planet in a solar system? They use a portal. I don't really want to say time travel, but we will probably present different modes of time. But if Chemo says we're gonna have a basic time travel incident, then we go back to 1940 and he gets to defeat the Russians again. I don't know, but technically I'm on that side of space and time, that space is time. That's how we're gonna get to other planets for real. Like realistically, we're bending space to bypass time. So to me, it's not too. That's why there's a slash, and it's not space and time Carnivorium. That is something I wanted to say with the title, but now it just sounds like I took a lot of acid. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
The time is bendable, and that's how we travel.
But yeah, if you watch a lot of people who are interested in space, there's this consensus that Einstein was correct. The space is time, if you put it that way.
Okay.
It's technically not the same year on Earth from when they left, especially when they took the space ship trip. Because when you warp time like that, you also warp time. Technically, basically it's a bit hard to explain now, but space is time, and it's not two separate concepts.
Okay. Lucy, she's late again to the party. She's asking what is around your head. It's obviously some headphones made out of silver foil to keep the alien egg that's in his ear from hatching too early. Oh, honestly, you got to watch from the beginning, mate.
Oh well.
So are these space eggs catching, or you're not too sure?
I'm going to update everyone on that one after the 25th.
Right.
So first, I'm going to have a bet what it is. I think someone suggested a weed plant too, so we don't know.
What, growing out of your ear? Okay.
From your ears.
I don't know. It can only happen to me. Like if I write an album about space, I get a fucking alien egg. But it's 2020. I don't know why we even decided to release this album this year. But I guess we had to, because our label had waited too long.
So here's a burning question I often think about from sci-fi and comic books. If you was to meet a beautiful alien lady from another dimension, planet, whatever, what color would you want her to be? Green, orange? What do you think would be the best color for an alien woman who, to teach them more about this Earth thing called kissing? Which color woman would you prefer from another planet?
Timo?
How many breasts would you like her to have as well? While we're on the subject.
Timo has to answer this one. He's better at alien characters than me.
What was the question?
How would you like the alien female to look if you would conquer her?
If I would conquer her?
Not conquer, but just teach her.
Yeah.
just engage in teaching her about our Earth sexual customs.
Hopefully good.
What is that? Good. Okay. Which color is that? Blue, green? Cafe latte?
The color doesn't really matter.
Okay. No
I guess
favorites.
Timo said he just have to wait and see what I invent then. So.
Yeah.
What about you then?
apparently I'm presenting an albino, so.
An albino spokeswoman. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Interesting, different. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about now. So, well, yeah, you can tell us about the concept now for the next, because I don't think Chemo guessed it properly. So you can let the cat out of the bag if you want to about where Bofo Kwo will boldly go next.
Yeah, where are we going?
No. Dude, I don't really know. The most important thing is that we do the live shows.
Yeah.
Technically, if I say something wrong here, I'll be out 100K tomorrow. It's like he has this lawyer of fucking short now. Like no constant passes through. Well, and then if Yanni's not even here, I will hear from her lawyer quicker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him, but when I told him, he's allowed to share it if he agrees. So you might. This has to be something we keep for the next time. So you want us to come back? Otherwise, you don't want to invite us back again.
Good idea. Good. Yeah, when the next release or when you're doing the live shows or something like that. So you've got physical copies of the CD now. So obviously, how can people get a physical copy from you? How can they get a physical copy? I mean, I've got the links here, which I think just like your online links, really, for streaming and that kind of stuff.
I think Kimo can send you the link to the CD too. You can buy it from Dead Pulse Record. So Sliptrick has their distributor in Dead Pulse Record. It's in Europe it's $10.99 including shipment. And I think in the US it's $10.99 including shipment, but it's worldwide shipment.
Right.
Unfortunately, only PayPal. But if you are in Europe or maybe even UK for you, Graham, next year in London, we will have it on every fucking show. But if you buy it online, it helps us a lot because of Corona. Otherwise, we wouldn't mind if you waited till you see us live. But if you can spare $10.99, I can feed Lord Elmonius, first of all, because Corona has hit him the hardest because I have to stay at home. And he's not used to have his tenants at home. So if you buy this for $10.99, I know my mom did. Thank you, Mom.
Good old mums.
It will help us get through these 6 months, and we'll do something really crazy with whatever we have over for life. So.
Yeah.
And I will send one to you too, Graham, at some point. Cheers. When I'm allowed to leave the alien facility here.
I actually found something the other day. I found the EP that you sent me for a giveaway contest, and I did a draw, and I was like, "Oh fuck me! Did I forget to give this away? Did I not do the draw?" But I did do the draw.
Did anyone win?
Yeah, but they never got in touch with me. There was like one person who like literally made one comment and they never had any content on their channel. I couldn't leave any messages anywhere for them. And like, so I just found the CD again. What's this CD doing here? So I'll say, if anybody in the chat wants a copy of the CD, I'm not sure how many people are in the chat, or if anyone comments after who actually wants this CD, and I'll send it to them if anyone's interested. Just leave a comment after this is done, and after a little while, I'll see who's made a comment and then pick someone and send it to them. Because I just noticed, it's like, what the hell is this dude doing here? I was like, I thought I'd forgotten to do the draw completely, but I had done it, just that it wasn't claimed, that's all.
Okay. Well, a lot of people, they pay for our shit and they don't claim it.
So just shoot us a message and we can negotiate. If anyone
has the first one,
yeah.
Right, if anyone's the first one, yeah. Because that one never actually got a proper physical release, did it? It was just like a burn you did yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lucy has one, for sure.
Yeah. I might
have one.
Actually, I might just keep it myself because I haven't got it. I've got the digital. I mostly do digital now. It's easier for DJing with and all that kind of thing. Right, so we've gone over an hour now, which is kind of my target. I think an hour is long enough for people to put up with us. But have you got any? This is something I did the other day, just because I don't know why it just popped into my head. Have you got a question for each other? Let's finish up with a question for each other. So Chemo asked a question for Ted. Ted asked a question for Chemo, and then we can say our goodbyes and bugger off.
Chemo, start. Ask me anything. This is your chance.
Is coming. Sanchez wants to know.
Say again, please.
The royalties you owe me and Sanjay, and are they coming? Also, you owe me $502 from Bandcamp.
Let me ask you that with a question. How many fucking albums did we sell for me to pay $500 to Bandcamp? And when are my royalties coming?
I sent you two. Graham one, and Lucy has one. That's
like $1,500 you owe me.
That's
postage.
Sanjay will deal with that. I think he paid your royalties to his royal cow.
My second question is for Kimo. Why can't we have more guitar solos in our music?
Because I can't play solos.
That's fair enough. Can't say fairer than that. Have you thought about trying to learn some, or are you just happy with sticking it how you do it?
He's just fucking lazy. I've seen him rip off like Hendrix in like 2 seconds, drinking a coffee, smoking a cigarette. He's just lazy. He wants to perform and then push buttons on stage. Then maybe, if he can, if it's appropriate, pull out his penis. That's pretty much his whole fucking thing.
All right, then. So I think that's at least one question from each of you. So have you got anything else you want to add before we put this to bed?
No, just stay safe. Don't use the mask that I do, but and keep an eye on all our pages and buy our CDs, or even comment any video, anything. I mean, if you hate it, you hate it. I'm not known to starting any beefs or anything, so don't worry. The more people comments our shit, the better we go. Like, if one person hates it, someone else sees that they hate it and they don't like it and they like to fight about it, and if they happen to oil wrestle about it, it's live stream it, that's when. But yeah, anytime you see a video link, whatever, from Bofo Kwo, you can comment something shitty, or you can share something, or you can just say something nice if you think it's nice. The more activity we have, the more we will be noticed. And I can get my fucking Golden God Metal Hammer Award.
Cool.
And if you decide to oil wrestle about it, we want to see the video.
Yeah. Unless if you get the Golden Gods, I hope you'll mention me in your speech, you know?
Oh, yeah. You will be one on the good side of history. On the right side of history, the gray man.
Cool.
Kimo won't, I promise you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So all the links are down below. There's a blog link down below with some more links in now. You sent me a link for that live video as well, didn't you? I put that in the blog as well, so people can watch you live in your plague mask and whatever it was he was wearing. And good luck with the ear egg and the little alien. And I'm out of here. If you guys are happy, nothing else you want to talk about? All good. Right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And Saturday, I've got an interview coming up with... who have I got an interview with on Saturday? I've bloody well forgotten who I've got an interview with. Oh, Dinanfall, a band called Dinanfall. They're like a UK black metal band. I need to do my research. Anyway, cheers for joining me, guys. Cheers for joining me. And talk to you soon, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.